Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Game Changer to talk about Group L, the last one. That means that the World Cup is very close and it's about to start. And yeah, this group is a very interesting one with England, with Croatia, with Ghana, and with Panama. To be honest, from all the teams, I was very surprised about how Panama plays. It's actually a good team. And I hope they do well. I also have a good friend there as an analyst, Jaime, and yeah, they are working good. And when I watched them play, I was surprised. And for me, they were much better than Ghana. No, but yeah, an interesting group. Let's start to talk about England. We have Mo here that he has been analyzing them and watching many games of them, so he can give us an accurate analysis.
Welcome to The Game Changer, a community built for people who want to understand football beyond the surface level. Here, we bring you closer to professional football through masterclasses, interviews, and team analysis. We break down tactical trends from around the world with clips covering collective aspects, individual aspects, and set pieces. We have also created the ideal space to connect, share ideas, and build synergies among members within our platform and weekly discussion group. Every week, you'll have access to matches in tactical camera view to keep elevating your football knowledge and discover a new way of understanding the game. Join the Game Changer today.
So yeah, let's take a look at the lineup. This is probably the starting lineup with this kind of 4-2-3-1 that can be a 4-3-3. Later we will talk with more about that. But yeah, Pickford on goal, the Everton goalkeeper, Mark Gehi and Konsa might be the two centre backs. O'Reilly as a left back, Reece James as a right back, Anderson as a number 6, Rice as a other midfielder, Bellingham as a number 10, Gordon in the left side, Xhaka in the right, and Harry Kane in the center forward position. We might see players like Rashford maybe playing in the left side. We could see maybe players like Morgan Rogers playing in Bellingham's position. But yeah, overall that's the lineup we expect from England under Thomas Tuchel, the German coach that actually had some criticism, had to handle some criticism from England, from pundits, because he left out players like Cole Palmer and Phil Foden because he sticks to his ideas, to what he believes is the best for his team, and he decided that maybe they were very similar profiles, those ones, and he prefers another kind of player. So yeah, Mo, what are your thoughts on this starting 11 of England and that Thomas Tuchel decided to left out players like Foden or Cole Palmer?
Yeah, to be honest, you can't really blame Tuchel for leaving some players because there's this amazing group of players to pick from. So the depth that they have for this World Cup, you can have, like you said, Morgan play at the 10 instead of Bellingham. He can also play instead of Saka. You can have Kane play in the 10 and have Watkins up front. Rashford can come in for Gordon. Rio Ngomoha can come in for Gordon too on the left or even on the right. He played against their last friendly where they won 1-0. He played on the right. So yeah, you can't really. I mean, you can of course blame him for leaving players like Palmer and Foden and Lewis Hall, who I was shocked, to be honest, that he left out. But still, like, there's a lot of players, and you can only pick out a few. So that's in terms of balance and the profiles, to have a, let's say, the most balanced squad. I think that he did a very good job to pick that.
Yeah, so let's take a look at their intentions with the ball. We can see here that in one game they played against Albania. What they did is to stay with the fullbacks deeper and invert stones into midfield, no, and do this kind of 3-2-5. No, this is one of the ideas, something that they have tried. I'm not sure they will do this in the World Cup. I don't think so, and I think they will do something more similar to this. Is what they have been doing more, maybe the 4+2, no, with two midfielders and the 4-2-4, as you want to call it. But it's true that what they do is the left winger Gordon, usually wide, no, and the right winger is a bit more inside, no, and then maybe the right fullback push up in this kind of situations, no, and they end up again being in a 3+2. But also, well, we will talk later about the Kane rotations, but yeah, mainly I will say that the formation they will probably use is more of a 4-2-4, right, Mo?
Yeah, in position, I think 4-4 with the fullbacks a bit, not that deep, but let's say on the midfield line would be the way to go for England. I think that was the most common structure for them to use. It also helps that, let's say, they have players like O'Reilly and our right back, Reece James, who are both comfortable playing inside or outside blocks. So for the fullbacks will be extremely crucial for them too. And yeah, in position, I think the structure, let's say, would be the 4-2-4.
Yeah, so between the 4-4 and the 3-5, something like this, but the rest defense will be important. And you also mentioned it in your analysis. They have conceded very, very little goals, or maybe 0 goals.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
Concede. I think 0. Okay.
They didn't concede, yeah.
Yeah, so it's true. You also put it in your analysis, that obviously the opponents, they were not very, very tough opponents in their group, but still, during many games not conceding tells a lot about the rest defense.
Yeah. I mean, they played Albania, Latvia, Andorra, Serbia. I mean, not the toughest group to face, but also to not concede any goals is impressive. And I think we know that the Premier League is the most physical league in the world. That's a fact. So having players from that league and playing against these teams, they had no chance, like physically. So in terms of, let's say, counter pressing and risk defense, when England lost the ball, they had the physical edge 100% every day of the week to immediately win the ball and kill any transitions. And that was the case, I think, for the qualifiers.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Many of their players are playing already in Premier League. Besides Jude Bellingham or Harry Kane, that they are playing in Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, the rest are playing in Premier League of the starting 11. Well, now Gordon will move to Barcelona, but yeah, mainly many players in the Premier League. The physicality of the team is huge with players like Declan Rice. That they contribute a lot on this, or Konsa, or even O'Reilly with his physicality, but also the athleticism he has, like Reece James. Like, I mean, if there's one physical squad in this tournament, alongside maybe France, this is England, no? But yeah, let's take a look at something that it's interesting how importance they give it to attract pressure, no? Similar to the Cherby style, no? To try to provoke them to step out of position. In this case, Japan, that it's a difficult 5-4-1 to break down, and you need to find other solutions. And one is maybe to drag the pressure from the striker in this situation to then find the number 6, no, inside of these 5 players of Japan. And yeah, we can see in this image Gehi, no, trying to provoke the striker to step out, and that's something that we will see them, for example, also with Pickford. Even Pickford will not really like take a lot of risks, and we know him. He's more comfortable just putting the long ball into the opposition half. But in this situation, we can see how the Japanese player steps to Pickford, and then they try to play this kind of third man situations, no? And it seems like it's something that is coached, because you can see both midfielders with the intention to quickly, play this third man. And we can also see patterns of up, back, and through, no? So Thomas Tuchel is a coach that likes to work in this kind of 3 third man patterns, and this kind of up, back, and through to progress, right, Mo?
So yeah, they have the technical ability across all lines of the team. So defenders like Gehi and Stones, let's say, for example, as a center-back duo, they can manipulate the ball under pressure. They have the needed composure. So you will probably, against like stubborn blocks, mid blocks, let's say, they would attempt to bait pressure by putting their studs on the ball, by passing it backwards to the keeper, and from there they have also the technical quality up in the midfield line, like Anderson, Mainu, Bellingham, even Kane dropping deep to receive. So if you invite the pressure and then play against the momentum with up, back, and through patterns, you have players that can lock the ball down under pressure and then turn and face the play and carry forward. And that's something that I think England would look to do. So they'll be patient in the first phase. They'll look to invite pressure and then look to change the rhythm and attack using players like Gordon, Rashford on the wings, Rio maybe, where obviously Kane will be linking up play in the midfield with Bellingham and Rice and Anderson, and you can go on and on and on with the players they have.
Yeah, you mentioned it, no? That I think in the left side we might see like more of a threat in behind, no, with Gordon. But in the right side, there are some situations where England gets closed down, no, and we can see it in this example where Japan tries to guide them to the right side, and they end up getting close, and both players, they are coming to receive the ball to his feet, no, and that's something that England might lack, no, that there are quite many players that want to receive the ball to their feet, no, and this is the example of players like Harry Kane, obviously, like player with Xhaka. I think he can attack the space in behind, but he's more comfortable receiving the ball to his feet. So do you think this can be a problem for England?
Well, if they have the correct balance, like I said, if they have the correct balance that Tuchel wants to have on the pitch, so a mixture of players that want to receive the ball to feet, like Kane, for example, maybe, and have also other players like Gordon, Saka, who can threat behind, then maybe it will not be that big a problem. But in this sequence of play here, if I remember correctly, it was Anderson on the ball, and both Foden and Morgan were asking to receive the ball at feet. So even though the space were available behind, they had no runner on that right side. So even Morgan is a huge physical threat and can run behind. He was asking for the ball to feed, to turn and carry, which is his best trait. Foden also was calling for the ball to feed there, but is now not available for selection. For Saka, for Saka's case, I think that in the last games in the league, especially against Fulham, if I remember correctly, he showed that he can be a huge threat in behind on the right side. He showed that he had great off-ball movement, like double movement to lose the marker, curved runs to meet the balls from White, those passes that Arteta likes and talks about, the diagonal passes inside. So yeah, if he's on the right and he's in form, I think England will have a very good overall balance to threaten over the block, through it, and around it.
So yeah, Mo has prepared here like a representation somehow, or of an example of the rotations they do. England, we're going to see now from the 4-2-3-1 how Bellingham moves to the right half space, Kane to the left half space, and here we have the 4-2-4. How often Anderson drops into the back line, or O'Reilly moves also to the inside, no, inverted, to open this passing line, straight passing line from Anderson, for example, to Gordon. And we are going to see now also how the space in the middle that Anderson just vacated is used by Kane, no, and how they try to do these overloads in the center. That's something very similar mode to what Kane does in Bayern.
Yeah, it's basically how you get the best out of Kane, I think, when it comes to general play, outside of course, his goal scoring ability. So with these rotations, with this high mobility between players, you can have these central overloads where Kane can link up play. I've seen him flick the ball, one touch straight into the winger or into the fullback. You can see him take part in those up, back, and through patterns we talked about earlier. So yeah, he's not like just a pure striker number 9. He'll take part and build up when he needs to. Also, these rotations that take place, you will definitely see Rice and Anderson split the center backs and be more on the ball to play those line breakers, let's say. Especially Rice, that suits him because for me personally, I don't think that he's a great number 6 when it comes to receiving with pressure on his back. So he needs to face the play more. So having him split the center backs and facing the play to pass the ball is better condition for him. That's what Arteta did with him in the last stretches of the season. And yeah, with these rotations also, apart from the central overloads that we talked about with Kane inside, England can create these 2v2s or 1v1s outside with the wingers holding the width and then the inverted fullbacks making these underlapping runs, which suits someone like Rashford who loves these situations.
Yeah, so yeah, one of the things you just mentioned it is that we might see one of the fullbacks just pushing into the last line while the other one is closing inside, and they will stay with the 3+2 that we mentioned, no, with one fullback staying deeper, and then Anderson and Rice that they will be more keeping, and O'Reilly maybe will be more offensive, and Rich James maybe stay more for his defense, or we might see the opposite in some cases in the other side. No, but if Kane plays in the right side, it makes more sense, I guess. So yeah, let's move to the defensive side. We can see here the 4-4-2 in a mid block, no, from England, trying to in some situation trying to push one of the midfielders a bit more higher. So in some moments can be a 4-1-4-1. No, we can see here Anderson staying deeper. No, and if we take a look now to the high press, we can see that when the ball is played to the side, then they try to get into man-to-man. As we mentioned, one of the midfielders stays a bit higher, so then the centre-back needs to balance this, compensate this by stepping out of position and not leaving this player free, because nowadays, if you leave one player free between the lines, the opposition teams, they will find it probably. So yeah, that was a game in where they started to press against Japan, but the wingers in this case they were not joining the press to press the wide center back of Japan. We can see in this example what I mentioned already, that the kind of a 4-3-3 then moves to a 4-4-2 with, when the ball is played to one of the center backs, one of the attacking midfielders steps to press the center back, and they do more man-to-man. We can see in this situation, leaving the free play in the far side. No, so yeah, this is like a detailed plan from Tuchel. But even though in this situation against Japan, they were 1 second later, then Japan were able to find one player in the half space, combined with the striker, and attack England. No, so yeah, Mo, what are your thoughts on England defensively?
So, as we mentioned earlier, England have maybe the most physical side in this tournament. So playing against lesser teams, maybe they won't need I know it's kind of maybe a ridiculous thing to say, but maybe they don't need a specific plan to suffocate these teams out of position or to win the ball back quickly, because physicality, the squad's physicality can make up for it. But overall, I think that during these qualifiers, they defended mainly in this 4-4-2 mid block or higher block before shifting into man-to-man. So it's a hybrid press, just like any top team in the world nowadays, I think. And yeah, I think that this kind of presses, the hybrid press, you need these triggers, and you need that the players understand them and understand each other to make it work perfectly. And to implement that in a national team with limited training hours, maybe that could be a bit problematic, if that's the right word. So yeah, and so in these instances, like this sequence that we just saw against Japan, England were caught between the phases, so between shifting from the 4-4-2 or 4-1-4-1 and into the man-to-man pressure. So those like split seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, where a player is not yet recognizing the trigger, maybe, or maybe the opposition player is pinning a teammate. So so the opposition team has a free player. So the whole structure could be falling apart in those like quick instances, and that maybe could be a problem for England against better, or let's say equal sides, or that have technical players and great tacticians as managers.
Yeah, so mainly what you say with between the 4-4-2 and the 4-1-4-1, they will try to first start with a compact block, and when they find a trigger to step out, try to step out together, because if you step a bit late, these teams like Japan, they can punish you, and they will also try to guide you to the side to try to become like a man-to-man situation in there, where they will probably beat you because they are more physical, no? And especially, for example, against teams like Japan, no? So yeah, this is a bit the ideas in general defensively, but also I think the counter press will be important. We can see here, obviously, knowing Thomas Tuchel, no, that we might see. Also, we might see in England that in possession they might slow down the tempo at times. No, I think Anderson can do this. Even Declan Rice. So yeah, we will not. I don't think we will see an England very direct, like the Red Bull school, let's say. But they will still counter press when they lose the ball. They have the physicality to do it, and the aggressiveness. Players like, for example, Bellingham, they can really do this very well. And we can see it in this image, no? And one of the issues I saw in the game against New Zealand, I think they were pretty positive by like pushing a lot of players forward and allowing Kane to drop into midfield, and then some situations they lost the ball, and even it was New Zealand in this situation. New Zealand were able to really hurt them in transition. They didn't score, but yeah, here we can see only the two centre backs kind of for rest defense. I think the Jet Spence, the left fullback, but we can see Kwanzaa, the right fullback, very up in these kind of situations. So yeah, my last question, Mo, to finish, do you think England will be very cautious in terms of rest defense during this World Cup? Do you think the Tuchel's approach might change depending on the opposition? So against stronger opposition, we might see less of the fullbacks higher up?
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll adjust to the opposition. Against lesser teams, he'll definitely look to have as many players higher up the pitch to not only overload the opponents, but to also have more players in close proximity to the ball to counter press. After all, if you can't unlock a deep block with the ball, the best solution then is to counter press and win the ball back higher up the pitch and create chances from that. Against, let's say, equal teams or better teams, he will definitely adapt, because otherwise he wouldn't pick players like, let's say, Spence or Kwanzaa, who are better defensively than with the ball. Like, Spence is very good at 1v1s. Kwanzaa, White's defending, well, from what I remember from his time at Liverpool, it was not that great, but he had the physical potential to improve on that. I haven't watched him with Leverkusen, so maybe he did. And yeah, so against lesser team, as I said, they will definitely try to, not like suicidal football, but they will have numbers up front. Against the good teams, that could be that could be an issue, because, as you said, New Zealand punished them in transition. I remember that Japan scored from a transition where Mitoma won the ball in the midfield area and then countered. So yeah, that could be something to look out for.
Time now to talk about Croatia with this lineup under Zlatko Dalic. A lot of legends in this team, a lot of experience, a lot of players that they have already played together World Cups and Euro Cups. But yeah, this is the starting 11 I expect for Croatia. I think there are 3-4 positions that I'm still doubting who might be playing. But yeah, I think Livakovic will be in goal, the 31 years old, playing in Dinamo Zagreb. He has already been in previous World Cups and Euro Cups. Then we have Guardiola for sure will start, 24 years old, playing in City. If they play this formation, they can play this kind of 3-4-3, but they can also play in a more 4-2-3-1. So they might have both options. Against Belgium, they use this system. Against, I think it's Slovakia or Slovenia, I don't remember, the last friendly game they play in a 4-2-3-1. So I think they might be using both. I think against better teams than them, like Belgium, they might be using, or I don't want to say better than them, because we will see in the World Cup, but yeah, against teams that they have maybe better players than them, so they might play this kind of 5-4-1 when they are defending, no, and the 3-4-3 when they are attacking. But yeah, Guardiola will be one of the center. The other one probably will be Buskovic in the middle, the 19 years old, only playing in Hamburgo, one of the sensations. Stanisic will be playing in the wing-back position, because I expect Sutalo, the 26 years old, playing for Ajax, playing as a centre-back, while Stanisic, 26 years old also, he has been playing as a fullback, but I think he can also do this wing-back position. In the other side, we'll have Perisic, 37 years old, playing for PSV Eindhoven. And in midfield, actually, Modric will be there for sure. The 40 years old, playing for Milan, will be the one organizing play in this team. And then I think Susic will be playing, the Inter Milan player, 22 years old, center midfielder, because I think Kovacic just came back from the injury, and I think Kovacic will be playing, of course. Also some games, but I'm not sure if he will start from the first game. But that's an option. There's also an option that he plays Kovacic starting and Susic moves into the attacking midfielder position. But then in the attacking midfielder position, I think we will see Baturina in the left, the Como player. He started the season without playing, but in the last part of the season he has been playing and scoring also some goals. So yeah, I think I expect him in the left. In the right, I expect Kramaric, incredible Kramaric, still scoring goals in Bundesliga with Hoffenheim, 34 years old and doing good. And then Ante Budimir will be in front, the 34 years old, playing for Osasuna. Can be also Igor Matanovic, the 33 years old, playing for Freiburg, can be an option in the striker position. Mario Pasalic can also be an option in midfield and in the attacking midfielder position, the Atalanta player, 31 years old. And Marco Pasalic, the wingback or winger from Orlando City in MLS, 25 years old, who can play in the wingback position, but if they play 4-2-3-1, he can also play as a winger. No, so yeah, this is the lineup I expect from Zlatko Dalic. Let's talk now about a few things about Croatia. We can see here that the 3+2 quite clear in this build-up situation, but usually there's one of the midfielders who is the one allowed to be a bit more higher, more of a number 8. We'll see it later. But from the two advanced midfielders, important to talk about. Well, we can see here Susic playing as an attacking midfielder, and we can see also Kramaric. No, so I would say Susic is more of a player who can come deeper and receive more in deeper zones, and Kramaric is more of a player who might get closer to the box, no, in the left side. We can see here in this image how is Pasalic joining and attacking the box, one of the center midfielders, the one acting more as a number 8. No, another build-up that they can do is that they can do the 2+3. No, in this case with Stanisic moving higher. No, you can see here Guardiola and Vuskovic, and then Stanisic moves higher alongside Modric and Pasalic in this case. So yeah, they might also use this kind of 2-3-5. But also they can use this 3+1, no, with the 3 center backs and Modric as a center midfielder. As we say, the number 8 will be a bit more offensive. So at times we might see them playing like this kind of 3-1-6 somehow, with the wing backs wide, especially the importance of players like Perisic in the left. In this kind of situation, for example, where Guardiola will look for these kind of balls, where Kramaric might look for maybe try to drag players out of position for Perisic to attack in behind. He still has the energy to attack in behind, and Guardiola has a good left foot to put this kind of ball. So I think it's a dynamic we might see in the left. And then we can see also Luka Modric putting a ball into the box, and what we spoke about Kramaric, no, being more of a second striker, no, to attack the box. And in the right side we might see a bit more of overloads with Susic coming deeper to combine with Modric, and Kramaric more attacking the box. And yeah, if we talk about defensively, as I already mentioned, we might see the 4-2-3-1. It's a system that they have been using quite a lot, for example, during the qualification. And we might see here how the striker is the one having the double task to handle one of the center backs, well, both center backs actually. And we can see here in this example how it's quite man-oriented, no? This Croatian defensive setup, no, that the two midfielders are very man-oriented, the number 10 is also very man-oriented, no, and they try in this situation, they try to the wingers they try to press the wide center backs. I guess the opposition team, they're playing Faroe Islands, I think they're playing with 3 defenders, but yeah, the 4-2-3-1 is a system that they might use a lot. But I think that if we go back to this system, I think it fits them a lot also, because well, you get actually the midfielders, for example, Modric needs to cover less ground, no, if you are protected with the 5-4-1. I also think you can get players like Perisic into the last line, and I think Perisic, he can do the wing back position, so he has no problem to do so. Then I think being able to put, for example, Baturina inside in the 5-4-1 can also be good for him to receive in the half spaces, where in the 4-2-3-1 maybe he needs to be more centrally as a number 10, and then there's one position less, no, for this kind of player. But if you use both half spaces, we might see Baturina in one, Susic in the other, and then Kovacic in the middle. So they have many players that they are this kind of like attacking midfielders: Susic, Kovacic, Baturina, and even Kramaric somehow, and also Pasalic. We already mentioned it. So I think this system fits them quite a lot, because they don't really have like very specific wingers. So yeah, I think we might be seeing more of this kind of system than a 4-2-3-1. Time now to talk about Ghana, this national team that has been through a lot of changes. The former coach left the team, and now they They are under Carlos Queiroz, the Portuguese coach that has been there for only for a few months. And yeah, it's not ideal, no, to face a World Cup with a coach that just got there. But yeah, they still have good players. Obviously, Ghana always have been producing good players. And here we see examples like Semenyo, like Iñaki Williams, Thomas Partey, Yirengi, who's a promising player, and yeah, that's a bit the ideas of what we expect. I think they will play probably a 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, something like this. But yeah, let's go through the lineup. I think in goal, I put here Asare, the veteran goalkeeper, but I think we might see Ari Ziggy. But when I made this, and in the last friendly, Asare played, but I don't know. Ari Ziggy probably will be starting, the 29 years old, playing for St. Gallen in Switzerland. The two center backs, I think, will be Adjete, the right one, playing 22 years old, playing for Wolfsburg, and then in the left, Opoku, 27 years old, playing for Basak Sehir. In the left, I think we'll see Mensah, the 27 years old, playing for Auxerre. And in the right, I have my doubts, maybe Yirengi, who is actually a midfielder, the Midtjylland player. I think we might see him in midfield, or we might see him in the right back position. Or if not, there's the option of Seydou, the 26 years old, playing in Stade Rennais in France. And yeah, the two midfielders, I think Thomas Partey for sure will play, the 32 years old, playing for Villarreal, former Arsenal player. Then Sibo, alongside Thomas Partey, might be an option, the Real Oviedo player, 27 years old, in La Liga. And yeah, I think the front four, I'm quite sure it will be this one, with Semenyo in the left. Semenyo can play in the right and in the left, the 26 years old, playing for Manchester City. And then I think Fatau is more of a right winger, clearly, the Leicester player, 22 years old, that I think that will be playing in the right wing. And then they might play with two strikers, with Iñaki Williams, the 31 years old, playing for Athletic Bilbao. And Athletic Bilbao is true that he also plays as a winger. But yeah, I think in Ghana we might see him playing as a striker, or even as a second striker. And then the veteran player Jordan Ayew, the captain, 34 years old, playing for Leicester. That will be alongside Iñaki Williams in the center forward position. No, then other option, Sulemana as a left winger, the 24 years old, of playing in Atalanta, or even as a number 10. Might, if Fatau is not playing, might Semenyo move to the right. Also, Semenyo can be an option in the number 10 position, like a second striker, we might see. And then Thomas Asante, the Coventry City player, 27 years old. I used to watch him play for West Bromwich. And yeah, can be an option in any attacking position also. And Ernest Nuama, I don't know him, but yeah, playing in Olympique Lyon, 22 years old, right winger. So yeah, this is the lineup I expect from Ghana. To be honest, what I watch from them, I didn't like it so much. They will be a very direct team defensively. They will play a 4-2-3-1, but it wasn't the best organized defensive system, and yeah, we are going to see now a few pictures. First, something that they do is that they might move Thomas Partey to the right back position when they are attacking at times, and then they will move the right back up. We can see, for example, Yarenki doing this in this example now. So, for example, they tend to play a lot like really direct balls all the time, and yeah, we might see, as you see, Fatau wide, and then Yirenki in the right back, in the half space from the right back position. And we can see here how they try to put 5 players in the last line, and they will be usually playing very direct. We can see here an example in the game against Japan that they will look for this kind of balls to Semenyo, to Iñaki Williams, to Jordan Ayew. Honestly, they have the physicality to win these balls. That's why probably they will be playing like this. Also, I think with Queiroz just a few weeks there, I don't think they will try to do anything special. But still, as I say, they have good players, and yeah, this is something that we might also see, like, for example, Opoku looking for these diagonal balls to Fatau, while the right back is pushing into the last line and running into a half space to drag the fullback with him. This game against Wales, to be honest, Wales really controlled the game against them. And yeah, I think they struggle defensively. It's true that then they have quality in front that they can make the difference, no? But yeah, something that, as I say, they will look for example, from restarts, they will look long. They will look for this kind of flicks from, for example, Jordan Ayew that can win these balls. And then they have obviously pace in the wings with Semenyo, with Fatau, who likes to receive wide and drive inside and put balls into the second post, finish from there, left-footed. So yeah, this is a bit the attacking ideas, what we will see from Ghana. There's nothing special to say, to be honest. They will play direct. I didn't see much going through the middle to the midfielders. I think Thomas Partey can help in terms of progression with the ball, but Sibol a bit less. And yeah, in terms of defensively, we might see this kind of 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1. No, when they play against Austria, they also drop one of the wingers to the back line. I don't think Semenyo will do this. Maybe Fatau, I have seen him doing it in Leicester a bit more, even though I don't think it's ideal, no, that Fatau is defending in the last line. But yeah, if the opposition puts 5 players in the last line, they might do this. I'm not sure. I don't know really how they are going to do defensively at all, because they have been trying different things. But yes, you can see here, sometimes it's more of a 4-2-3-1 with one of the two center forwards staying with the 6 and the other one trying to guide them to one side. And yeah, that's also something I wanted to mention, that this is also a formation that they have been using, and it's also a formation we might see in this World Cup. I don't know, because I think this was with the former coach, but yeah, I also wanted to mention that this is a formation that they can use. From the 3 teams I watched, from Croatia, from England, from Panama, I think they are the weakest. But in terms of the process, no, in terms of changing coach, in terms of they haven't been playing the same players together. And yeah, what I saw from them, I didn't like it, but we'll see. This is a World Cup. They still have quality in front. We might see a team that they try to defend well in a mid-low block and then hit you in transitions with Nico Williams, with Semenyo. I mean, they have the athleticism, the physicality to be dangerous on these kind of situations and try to have more players that they can help defensively in midfield, in the back line to cover ground, to protect your own box, and from there try to hit you in the transition. Last team in this group, let's talk now about Panama. For me, it was surprising when I watched them play. I already heard that they are a very good team under Thomas Christensen, the Spanish coach, but I never watched them play, to be honest. But I heard that they are doing the things well. And when I watched them play against Brazil, wow, that first half, even though they lost the game 6-2, I think we need to really analyze the first half to see that they are doing well, that it doesn't matter the result in that game for me. Like if you watch the first half, I think they were lacking a bit of quality in front to finish, to be more clinical, but they dominate the ball against Brazil. And I think that the 2 goals of Brazil in the first half, they were just 2 actions from Vini Jr., that obviously is a high quality player, but yeah, I think Panama ideas were great, and I think they will be a good team in this World Cup. I expect them to do well. So yeah, let's go through the lineup. In goal will be Mosquera, 31 years old, playing in Al Fayha in Saudi Arabia. The 3 center backs will be in the left, Andrade, 27 years old, playing in Lask in Austria. John Cordova will be in the middle, the 25 years old, playing in Norwich. Number 4, the right center back, Escobar, 31 years old, playing in Costa Rica in Deportivo Saprissa. The left wing back will be Blackman, 28 years old, playing in Slovan Bratislava. He's actually usually playing in the right, but he will be a wrong-footed wing back. In the right, this is because they have Murillo in the right, the 30 years old, playing in Besiktas, former player of Olympique Marseille. I remember to see him play under Roberto De Chervi and usually move to the half space, to the pocket, no, and being like this kind of important player for the Chervi to give you the numerical advantage in the last line. Then Harvey will be the midfielder, 26 years old, playing in Minnesota in MLS. Bárcenas, who is actually more of a winger, but in this team is playing more as a number 8, box to box, pushing like a bit higher than Harvey. We will see later why. And yeah, the 32 years old, playing in Mazatlan. Actually, many of the attacking players, they're playing in Mexico, from Panama. Same with Diaz. No, Ismael Diaz, the number 10, playing more as a inside winger, like more of an advanced midfielder who drops deep also to receive, not a player to attack space, not a player maybe to give depth to the team, more of a ball to feed player. The 29 years old, playing in León. Then in the right, this is more of a right winger, even though he's playing as an attacking midfielder, who is Puma Rodriguez, playing for Juárez, also in Mexico, 27 years old. And then in front, we'll see Cecilio Waterman, the 35 years old, playing in Concepción, I think in Chile. And yeah, another option that might be playing will be Carrasquilla, the 27 years old, playing for Pumas, who they were almost champions this last tournament in Mexico. And yeah, he can be an option in midfield, even in attacking midfielder positions. And then Martinez, also the 29 years old, playing in Israel, can be also an option in midfield. But yeah, I think the starting lineup for Panama, I think, is quite clear. Like it will be these players. And yeah, as I say, this is like a 3-4-3, but we'll see. There's a lot of important details, because the role of Diaz and the role of Rodriguez, they are very different. The role of Harvey and the role of Bárcenas, they are also very, very different. And yeah, they will, when they have to defend in a 5-4-1 and being compact, they can do it. I think for me, they are lacking a striker, to be honest. Like, and they were not that clinical in the last third, but they play good. So yeah, let's take a look at how they play. Here we can see the 3 center backs, and then we can see the 2 center midfielders, Harvey and Bárcenas, in different zones of the field, not in the same horizontal line, more in the same vertical line. So usually Bárcenas moves into the center pocket, let's call it like this, with Diaz, as you can see, the advanced midfielder in the left side, dropping deeper also to receive the ball to his feet. No, and we can see here in this image again how Bárcenas plays and then moves to. No, in this case is Rodriguez. Sorry, but yeah, because we can see Bárcenas in the attacking midfielder position. No, and then Rodriguez, then in this case, who is supposed to be the right advanced midfielder, moves to the next line. No, so in many situations they are in a 3-1-5-1. No. With the advanced midfielder, with the one of the center midfielders pushing into the next line. No, so yeah, this is one of the ideas of what we will see from them. They also tend to push the left wing back Blackman into the next line, and same with Bárcenas. So when it restarts, they kind of do a 4-1-4-1, with the right wing back in the right fullback position. The right center back in the Escobar in his position, actually. The center back in the left, and then the left center back, Andrade, becoming more of a fullback. No, he's a player who can do this role. In the right side, the dynamics are a bit different than in the left. In the left, as I said, Ismael Diaz wants to receive the ball to his feet, but in the right side, Puma Rodriguez, who is more of a winger who can attack space and has this energy, will try to make the runs into a half space. And we can see here they created a clear chance against Brazil from this situation. We can see, again, that the main idea is also the 3+2, but sometimes they move this 3+2 and it becomes a 3+1 with one of the midfielders pushing higher, as I say. And yeah, an interesting dynamic also that they do a lot is this one. So because Diaz is more of a player who likes to ask the ball to his feet and really not attack space, what they do is Andrade has the freedom to pass and move, no? And something that we saw in the Sheffield United in Chris Wilder and then became a trend, no? So yeah, this kind of movement from the center backs, especially in the left side with Andrade, no? In the right side, because Puma Rodriguez is a player who attacks more the space, then they don't do this. We can see already in the right side how Puma Rodriguez is in the last line, no? He's not a player who drops deeper to receive. So the roles of the advanced midfielders, they are very different. We can see here an example, no, of in this case is not Andrade, but is one of the midfielders, Godoy, who I think is injured, if I'm not wrong. So occupying this space, no, and making this run into a half space. There's something that already mentioned, that one of the midfielders has the freedom to also join the attacks, no. But yeah, what I was saying about the center backs, we can see here Harvey, who can play also as a right center back, with Diaz. No, in this case, Diaz is in the right side, but again, he's asking the ball to his feet. No, so then they play with these dynamics. No, Harvey plays with Diaz, and they make a wall pass, and Harvey attacks the space in behind. And in the left side, in this case, I think is Bárcenas, maybe I'm not wrong. Yeah, so Bárcenas is more of a player who attacks the box. No, so the role of the two advanced midfielders is very different, and something that they use a lot is the runs from the center backs. So let's just give a few details about them defensively. We can see here the 5-4-1, no, quite clear, and they will be well organized. They are well organized. I think they are well coached, and they will be. I like this kind of the teams that they are a bit underdogs, that they play this system in the 5-4-1. And as I say, it's not going to be easy for the opponents. I think in general they are a good team in different phases of the game. We can see in this situation, no, how they try to do this kind of defensive diagonal, and something that is very important for the 5-4-1 is that the striker covers the number 6, no, and because sometimes the number 6 is between the midfielders and behind the striker, it's a problem, no, for this kind of system, the 5-4-1. So the job of the striker to cover this passing line is very important, no, and I think one of the reasons Waterman is playing is because of this, no, because he makes this job well, and it's important for Thomas Christensen, even though I don't think he's the ideal striker offensively for them. And yeah, when they press, we will see this, like for example, in this case, they move to a 4-4-2, no, but with the right advanced midfielder, El Puma Rodriguez, stepping to the goalkeeper, no, and I think it's a good idea because he has the energy to do that. He has more the energy than, for example, the left advanced midfielder, who is Diaz, and also it makes sense later for when they are attacking, no, because Rodriguez will be in this position when they are attacking. He will be more offensive than Diaz, no, so Diaz is already in his kind of position, and Rodriguez also, if they recover the ball, no, and then the right wing back Murillo is the one pushing to the fullback, no, and well, we will see this here again, that this is something that they will do also. The wing backs will step, and then they will move to more of a kind of a 4-4-2, the typical, no, when you play this system. But yeah, the wing backs will push into the next line. We can see here how they try to have the +1 in the back line, no? So yeah, Panama for me was one of the surprises of the World Cup. So of the qualification of the World Cup, of the games I watched. So I hope they do well. And yeah, guys, that's all. This is our last analysis. I'm sorry if it wasn't as accurate as you maybe expected. Sometimes it's difficult. We try to do our best. There's a lot of analysts that they have helped me to do this. But yeah, I have tried to watch all the teams, the 48. So to make as good as possible the analysis. And yeah, I'm quite happy that we were able to do all the teams. For me, it has been crazy, like 2 weeks. I just finished the league in where I was playing in Indonesia, and yeah, it's supposed to have my holidays, but yeah, I wanted to analyze the teams in the World Cup, to get to know how they play, and it was amazing. Now I feel I know well many players, many teams, many coaches and intentions. So yeah, the effort has been huge by myself, but also by some of the analysts. We will be covering the World Cup, all the games in the Game Changer, and now I'm in Mexico also because I'm collaborating also with a Spanish Mexican platform that speaks Spanish. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the World Cup. We'll be covering it. And yeah, if you want to support our project, please visit our website. Our project is called the Game Changer. You have the link in our bio in X, but also in my personal account. And yeah, we have many different things in our platform that might be interesting for you guys, from games in tactical cam, from clips in tactical camera, from tactical classrooms, and yeah, different services, that set pieces from teams all over the world, analysis from more underground teams. So yeah, I hope you can keep helping our project. We have already more than 100 subscribers, which is very, very good for us, and it helps to keep growing. So yeah, thank you guys for staying there, and yeah, I see you soon with the analysis of the World Cup already. Enjoy this World Cup. Respect the players, respect the coaches, and don't forget, football is just a game. Thank you.